Beloved ocean, Sekisitsu was a disciple of Chozi. On a visit to Sakito, the monk Sekisitsu became enlightened. After his enlightenment, Sekisitsu went back to his master Chozi. Chozi had also been a disciple of Sakito. Chozi said, "Did you reach Sakito?" Sekisitsu replied, "Yes, I did, but was not introduced." Chozi said, "Who did you receive precepts from?" Sekisitsu replied, "Not from him." Chozi then said, "If you are like that there, what will you be here?" Sekisitsu said, "Not much difference." Chozi said, "That is too much." Sekisitsu said, "My tongue has no color yet." Chozi replied, "You noisy novice, go away." And Sekisitsu immediately went away.
First, the questions from sannyasis. The first question. From what I heard you say last night about reincarnation, I understand that even individuality is superficial. Reincarnation was a consolation for me that my sins are so would continue. But now I understand that nothing of me will continue. In witnessing you do it all back in to the same witnessing energy, don't I even have my own routines? The ultimate truth hurts very much. Finally, everything is gone, including me and you. What remains is a pure consciousness. It is not that you are plugged in it. You are no more. The dispersion is so intimate and so ultimate that first your personality has to disappear. Then your individuality has to disappear. Then what remains is pure existence. It makes one feel a little worried and concerned because you don't know the experience of not being. Just think for a moment before this life you were not. Was there any trouble? Any anxiety? After this life you will not be forgiven. What is the fear? There will be silence and peace. In the same space where anxiety, tension, anguishes flourish, they all will have melted. Just the way a dewdrop disappears into the ocean. Hence, Zen does not teach you self-realization. Self-realization is a very low goal. Zen teaches you the ultimate. No self-realization or realizing that disappearing into the whole is the final peace. Your very being is an anxiety. At whatever level you are, some anxiety will remain. You are anxiety. And if you want anxiety to disappear, you have to be ready to disappear yourself. The second question. In my witnessing, I have experienced nothing. By that I mean that there was nothing discernible other than the simple state of conscious waiting. I have witnessed events of the mind, body and emotions, and I have observed out of the body experiences, but I don't have the clarity to understand the nature of these things. What is the nature of no mind apart from mind? Is it a receptive, passive mind as opposed to an active mind? Or is it truly non-mind? And how does consciousness receive and recognize information if it has no mind brain to perceive it? You have asked too many questions in one question. The first thing to remember is that when I say witness, in the beginning you witness things of the body, of the mind, of the heart, emotions, thoughts. Layer upon layer you go on witness, and finally you find just a pure mirror. The witness itself, I call it pure mirror because it is witnessing nothing. This nothingness is your very nature. Out of this nothingness arises everything, and into this nothingness dissolves everything. And if you are ready to be nothing, even while you are alive, your life will have a flavor of peace, silence and grace. All your educational systems and all your cultural beliefs force you to be ambitious, to be somebody. But to be somebody means creating anxiety into a silent pool. Ripples and waves. Greater the ambition, tidal is the wave of anxiety. You can become almost insane, desiring trying to be somebody. You are trying the impossible, because basically you are nobody. Zen has an absolutely unique perception into the nothingness of everyone. It does not teach you any ambition. It does not teach you to be someone else. It simply wants you to know that in the deepest part of your being, you are still nothing. You are still carrying the original purity, which is not even contaminated by an idea of I. So while you are witnessing, you say, I have experienced nothing. If you have experienced nothing, you should not be there. Experiencing nothing means you are not. Nothing is. Simply waves in the water, coming and going. It is not that you witness nothing. You are creating another small I, but it contains the whole world of ambition. Experiencing nothing simply means you are creating another small I, but it contains the whole world of ambitions. Experiencing nothing simply means you are not. And there comes a tremendous joy, because the whole energy that was involved into anxieties and desires and tensions is released in a dance, in a blissfulness, in a silence, in a tremendous insight, but it does not belong to any I. A pure white cloud without any roots, floating in freedom, without any reason and without any direction. The whole existence has become its home. It no more separates itself. This inseparation is the ultimate blossoming of Buddhahood. To know that you are not is the greatest knowing. You say in your question, that if there is no one who perceives all this, that no one is not yet no one. If it perceives anything, when there is nothing left, there is no perceiver. Everything is dissolved into existence. Zen is the only existential religion in the world. Every religion thrives on your desire to be separate, to be individual, to be special, to be self-realized, to be a saint. Those are all cowardly desires. Zen is a brave step. It cannot be transcended by anything more courageous. A quantum leap into nothing and silence. If you start asking who is silent, you are not silent. If you start asking who is perceiving all this, who is witnessing, you have not yet come to the nothingness where I am indicating to you. And it is such a small thing to understand that what have you gained by being? Troubles. Zen shows you the way of non-being, the way out of all troubles, the way of silence. Meditation comes to its flowering when there is nobody. This flower of nobodiness, of nothingness, is the ultimate expression of existential heights. Otherwise, you remain a small someone, somebody confined. Why not be the whole? When it is possible to drop into the ocean, why remain a dewdrop and be afraid of many kinds of death, of the sun which will evaporate you? Why not take a small jump into the ocean and disappear? Why not be the ocean itself? It is another way of saying, when I say be nothing, I am simply saying, why not be everything? Disappear into the existence, you will blossom into flowers, you will fly into the birds, you will become clouds, you will be oceans, you will be rivers. But you will not be somebody special with an I. The I is the trouble, the only trouble. And then it creates many troubles around it. The whole experience of Zen is the experience of getting into a state of no I, no self. And then there is no question. Nobody is to ask and nobody is to answer. The third question, it has been said that duality is the nature of mind, but by saying mind, does that mean only the analytical processes which occur mainly in the right brain? Does that mean that left-sided activity such as music, beauty, wholeness and synthesis also arise from an inevitable intrinsic dualism of the mind itself. Everything that arises out of the mind is bound to be dual. It may be arising from the right side of the mind or the left side of the mind, it does not matter. There is a music which does not arise from the mind. That music is absolutely soundless and is heard only by those who have come to be nothing. There is a beauty known, there is a dance experienced only by those who have gone beyond the duality of the mind. Meditation can be defined as going beyond the duality of the mind. Whatever comes out of the mind is going to be ordinary. It may be music, it may be mathematics. One arises from the right side, one arises from the left side. That does not matter. Your music and your mathematics, your philosophy and your poetry, all are very superficial. But there is something in you which is never heard, never can be said, never can be conveyed, but can only be lived. This nothingness I am talking about is a living experience of being no one. Out of that nothingness, a life arises full of music, but the music is soundless. Full of beauty, but the beauty is formless. And full of joy, but the joy is indefinable. Full of dance, but there is no movement. A meditator knows something that mind is not capable to know about. The mind only knows the superficial, and the superficial is always dual. It is divided far and against. Nothingness is non-dual. It is not divided. It is just pure silence. But a very alive silence. And if out of that silence anything happens, that has a beauty and a truth which anything created by the mind cannot be compared with. A man of silence, even he may not do anything, just his silence is a blessing to the whole existence. His silence is a music only heard by those who have gone deeper and beyond the mind. The Sutra. Beloved Osho, Sekitsu was a disciple of Chosi. On a visit to Sekito, the monk Sekitsu became enlightened. After his enlightenment, Sekitsu went back to his master Chosi. Chosi had also been a disciple of Sekito. Chosi said, "Did you reach Sekito?" Sekitsu replied, "Yes, I did, but was not introduced." Chosi said, "Who did you receive precepts from?" Sekitsu replied, "Not from him." Do you see the mysterious way Sekitsu is replying? When asked, "Did you reach Sekito?" he said, "Yes, I did," but was not introduced, because neither he has a form nor I have a form. Neither he has a name nor I have a name. There is no possibility of introduction. Chosi said, "Who did you receive precepts from? Then from whom you have received the chief teachings?" Sekitsu replied, "Not from him. I have received, but I have received from a nothingness. To me, Sekitsu, my master, was not a man of words. We met beyond the words. We saw into each other's eyes, and something transpired. But he has not said a single word. That's why I cannot say that I have received any teachings from him. Of course, being with him, I have become enlightened. And Sekitsu has become enlightened just by seeing Sekito. Nothing has verbally said to him, neither he became a disciple, nor he became initiated. Just watching Sekito, just seeing that pillar of silence, that nothingness. And he simply disappeared as a being, himself became a nothing. And without saying a word, he left Sekito back to his master Chosi. Chosi has become enlightened also in the company of Sekito. That's why he is interested in asking what has happened. Did you reach Sekito? Because you look as if you have not only reached him, you have found him. You have penetrated his being. You are carrying his fragrance. What is the matter? Did you reach Sekito? Sekitsu replied, yes, I did, but was not introduced. Nothing was said by him, and nothing was said by me. Chosu said then, from whom did you receive the precepts? You seem to have realized the purity of consciousness. You cannot deceive me. I can see you are no more. How it happened? Who told you the precepts, the techniques, the methods, the disciplines? Sekitsu replied again in a roundabout way, not from him. Chosi then said, if you were like that there, what will you be here? If you have not received the teachings, the disciplines, the precepts from a great master, Sekito, what kind of person you are going to be here? If you were like that there, what will you be here? Sekitsu said, not much difference. I will be the same. Neither time makes any difference, not space makes any difference. I was no one there, I will be no one here. Sekitsu said, not much difference. Chosi could not understand this roundabout way of talking. He was a simple man of Zen. He said, that is too much. If you are going to be the same here too, here you have to follow the precepts. Here you have to meditate. Here you have to enter into the world of Zen. But Chosi was not a great master of Zen. He was a man of Zen. He has understood nothingness, but he was not capable of conveying it. He said, that is too much if you are going not to be any different here. Seketsu said, my tongue has no color yet. He said, don't be worried. I am as pure as a child. I don't have been programmed by anyone. I am a tabula rasa, a clean slate. My tongue has no color yet. Chosi replied, you noisy novice, because according to Chosi, this young man was just a novice. He could not penetrate and see into this novice the transformation that has happened in the companionship of Sekito. He was an ordinary man of Zen who has followed precepts, principles, step by step. He could not understand this quantum leap, a pure jump. That was too much. He thought this man is too noisy. On asking simple questions, he goes on roundabout. Go away. And Seketsu immediately went away. This anecdote is very strange. Its strangeness is that it is not necessary that a man of Zen will be able to understand another man of Zen. Of course, a master will be able to understand all kinds of Zen people. But a master is multidimensional. And a man of Zen is only one-dimensional. He has followed a certain path and he thinks only by following that path one reaches to the nothingness he has reached. If one has to reach nothingness, any path will do. There are as many paths as there are people to travel. But to understand that, a great master is needed. There have been people enlightened, but still could not understand other enlightened people for the simple reason that they have followed a certain path and the other fellow has not followed that certain path. They have become too much conditioned by the path, they cannot see that when you are going into nothingness, every path is the right, needs a multi-dimensional consciousness. There are masters and there are mystics, and this is the difference. The mystic can understand only one-dimensionally. The master has a wider view, a bird's eye view. He can look from above that all paths are leading to nowhere. Choshi could not understand Sekitsu. Sekitsu left him immediately. This was not the right place for him. He has already gone beyond the paths and the precepts and the scriptures. Kaurai wrote, immobile haze, moon, spring, sleep. He is saying this is what life is. Immobile haze, moon, spring, sleep. Simple. No complication. A sannyasin lives a life of such simplicity. The moon, the spring, the sleep, and he is fulfilled. A little immobile haze, and then arises the moon, then comes the spring. There are flowers, and then they sleep. If you can conceive life in such simple terms, that a little dance, a little love, a little playfulness, a little laughter, a little music, and then comes the eternal sleep. Life becomes just a small drama. Soon the drama will be over. The acceptance that the drama will be over, that we are just players in a game which is not going to last forever. We will have to vacate the place for other players. Then life becomes very simple, without any complexity and without any competition. One lives silently, peacefully, and prepares himself for the eternal peace, the eternal silence, the eternal sleep. Manisha's question, beloved Osho, Philosophe Capra contends that modern physics goes far beyond technology, the way our Tao of physics can be a path with a heart, a way to spiritual realization. Do you agree? Manisha, the question is not of agreeing or not agreeing. Because all agreements and disagreements are of the mind. I know what Capra is simply guessing. He is a man who knows modern physics and a little bit of the philosophy of Tao, and it is very small thing to create a physics of Tao or a Tao of physics, because the word Tao simply means the way, and modern physics certainly has gone beyond technology. It has moved beyond the boundaries of mind and is in a very tremendous chaos. Because as far as mind was concerned, things were clear. But now, modern physics has come to a point where mind cannot make any sense. And Capra, himself being a physicist, started learning about Tao in the effort perhaps Tao may have some help to understand the chaos that modern physics has entered in. But he is not a man of Tao. He is still an intellectual, trying to make some definitions, trying to make something out of the chaos. He is still thinking of spiritual realization, and there is no spiritual realization because there is no spirit as such. there is a dispersion into nothingness. You cannot call it realization. It can be called derealization, but it cannot be called realization. Nothing is realized. Even that was there is no more. Only silence prevails. I know the chaos of existence is ultimate. Every effort to bring it into a system is bound to fail. Philosophies have failed, science has failed, more efforts will be made, but I can predict it with absolute authority that no system is going to explain this vast existence. It is bound to remain a mystery. Religions have tried in their own way, but failed. Philosophies have failed. Science came with great systematic logic, and in the beginning of this century, science was absolutely certain that it is going to succeed and explain away the whole mystery of existence. Bring it down to rationalization, but on the contrary, the opposite has happened. As science has approached deeper into reality, all its old concepts have become invalid. Now, Aristotelian logic is no more logic, and Euclidean geometry is no more geometry. Now science is at a point where everything again has become mysterious, no explanation and no reason. But the effort continues. My approach is totally different. I want you to know that chaos is the very nature of existence. You cannot make it a cosmos. You cannot make it a system, either by Tao or by Zen. You cannot make it a system explained, everything knowable. I have always divided existence into three segments: the known, the unknown, and the unknowable. That which is unknown will become known tomorrow. That which is known today was unknown yesterday. But the known and unknown are a very superficial part. Beyond both is the unknowable. That unknowable is a chaos. It is irrational, illogical. There is no way to bring it into explanations, no way to make a science of it or a philosophy of it. This chaos I have called nothingness. You can enter into it, you can be one with it, you can rejoice in it, but don't try to conceptualize it. So it is not a question, Manisha, of my agreement or disagreement with philosopher Capra. I know existence is a chaos and will remain always a chaos. All efforts of men are bound to fail in systematizing it. It is not a system. It is not mechanics. Hence, I always have loved Gautam Buddha's statement, ask what is truth? He replied in a very strange way. He said, whatever works. He did not define truth, he simply said, whatever works is true. And more than that, even today we don't know. We don't know what is electricity, we only know how it works. We don't know what it is. And there is no way to know it. And there is no need. Let existence function, use it, love it, rejoice in it. There is no need to systematize it. All systems are bound to fail. Zen is not a system. It is a path towards the chaos. Go dancingly in without bothering and worrying what it is. Rejoice in it. What is the point in thinking what is music? Love it, listen it, create it. What is the point of finding the definition of dance? Dance. But very few people are still of the age mature enough to recognize this immense chaos without fear, and use it as much as you can. Love it, live it, and drop the childish idea that you have to understand it. What are you going by understanding it? And in the first place, understanding is not possible. Mind is too small, and existence is too vast without any boundaries. There is no possibility that there will ever be a system which explains everything. And that will be a very fatal day if some system explains everything. Life will lose all joy. People are trying to explain everything. Then love becomes just chemistry, biology, hormones. Do you ever think about love as hormones, as biology, as chemistry? And the moment you think about chemistry, biology, hormones, love loses all mystery. And certainly love is more than chemistry, biology, or hormones can explain. They may explain sex, but they cannot explain love. Love need not be sexual. In fact, at the highest point, even sexuality transforms into love. Love, unexplained, irrational, a chaos. You can experience it, but you cannot explain it. It is time for Sardar Gurdial Singh. It is a sunny afternoon in the Rose Garden of the Vatican in Rome. Pope the Pollock is deep in discussion with a smart-looking gentleman in a three-piece suit, carrying a black briefcase. I am prepared to offer you $1 million, exclaims Herman Hoover, the businessman. No way, says the papal fruitcake. $1 billion and no less. Okay, says Herman. Our last offer, $500 million. No way, cries the Pollock, stamping his foot. 600 million. $1 for every Catholic, or the deal is off. Holy shit. Let us forget the whole thing, shouts Herman. And the businessman walks off in frustration. Meanwhile, old Mario, the gardener, pops his head over the rose bushes and calls out to the Pope, "Here, Your Holiness," says Mario, that a guy wanted to give you so much of money, why did you refuse? You don't understand, says the puller. You don't know what that guy wanted me to do. So, asked Mario, what did he want? Well, says the Pope, he wants us to change the end of the Lord's Prayer. Really? Asked Mario. But at the end, we always say, Amen. I know, snaps the puller Pope, but this guy wants us to all to say Coca-Cola. It is that fateful night in old Jerusalem town, upstairs at the downtown McDonald's Burger House. Jesus is host at his famous farewell dinner party. Ronald McDonald, the clown, is running around giving everyone party hats and whistles, trying to get the serious saints to laugh. But Jesus has been looking moody all night, when suddenly he puts down his wine glass and shouts across the smoke-filled room, Peter, he cries, pointing his finger, Peter, tonight you are going to betray me. Ah, no, Lord, calls back Peter, turning pale, I would never betray you. Okay, Peter, says Jesus, I was just checking up on you. Come over here and eat some bread and drink some wine with me. So they eat bread and drink some wine, and then Jesus says, okay, Peter, you can go. Then Jesus looks around the room again and calls John, his beloved disciple. John, shouts Jesus, John, tonight you are going to betray me. Ah, no, Lord, replies John, falling off his seat in shock. I would never betray you. It is just not possible. Okay, John, replies Jesus, don't get excited. I was just checking. Come over here and drink wine and eat some bread with me. As the evening progresses, one by one Jesus calls his apostles to him, eating some bread and drinking wine with each of them. Finally, his wandering eye rests on Judas, who has been sitting in the corner for the past hour, making out with Mary Magdalena. Judas, shouts Jesus. Yes, Lord, replies Judas, straightening his shirt. Judas, cries Jesus, come here, I want you. Yes, Lord, says Judas, jumping up and standing nervously in front of Jesus. Judas, says Jesus, tonight you are going to betray me. Ah, Jesus Christ, cries Judas, why do you always pick on me when you get drunk? Sexy Miss Thornbaum, the primary school teacher, wiggles into the classroom one morning. Now, children, she announces, Today we are going to start a whole new and exciting subject called sex education. There is a loud cheering from the boys and excited squealing from the girls as Miss Thornbaum claps her hands to restore order. "Settle down, children," shouts Miss Thornbaum. "Soon you little boys will be getting interested in some little girls, and some of you little girls will have your little eyes on some little boy." Suddenly, little Albert interrupts. "Hey, Miss Thornbaum," he shouts, "and for us little guys who are already screwing, can we go out and play football?" Be silent. Close your eyes and feel your bodies to be completely frozen. This is the right moment to enter in. Gather all your energies, all your consciousness, and rush towards the inner center of your being. It is exactly 2 inches below the navel inside you. In Japan they call it hara. Rush towards this hara with absolute urgency, as if this is going to be your last moment. Faster and faster, deeper and deeper. As you start coming close to hara, a great silence descends over you. And inside, the whole interior becomes luminous. At the very center there is a flame, the eternal flame of life. This eternal flame of light is your very source, and is also going to be your goal. As you come closer and closer to the flame, everything becomes peaceful inside. But a peace that is alive, a silence that is in music, and an experience which allows you to become a witness. Witness that you are not the body. Witness that you are not the mind. Witness that you are only a witness, a pure witness and nothing else. Deepening into this witnessing, one disappears into the ultimate chaos of existence. That is the greatest bliss. Make the witnessing deeper and deeper. Nivedana. Relax. Just remain a witness and melt like ice melting into the ocean. Let this Gautam the Buddha auditorium become an ocean of consciousness. You are no more, only a consciousness prevailing. You are drowned into the ocean. This is the most refreshing experience. And the most transforming experience. This experience makes Buddhas out of you. A Buddha is one who has come to be at ease with existence. These 3 steps may be significant for you. First, the flame follows you. The flame is represented symbolically by the Buddha. The face of the Buddha in the East has become a symbol of our ultimate nature. In the first step, you will find the Buddha following you. In the second step, you will find yourself following the Buddha as a shadow. In the third step, even the shadow disappears, only the luminous Buddha remains. And this luminosity is eternal and immortal, can be experienced but cannot be explained. Those who have experienced it, their life has become a light, a joy, a bliss, and a blessing for all those who have come in their contact. In other words, their life becomes a love, a song, a dance, for no reason at all. This great experiment is being done here. You are the most fortunate people in the world this moment, because everybody is busy in the mundane. You are looking for the sacred and the ultimate. Before Nivedana calls you back, collect all this experience, this silence, this peace, these flowers that are showering on you, this music and this luminosity, and persuade the Buddha to come with you, to become part of your everyday existence. Nivedana, come back, but with the same grace, same silence, same beauty. Sit for few moments just to remember what a space you had entered in, what golden path you have followed. And it is not a question just to do meditation some time of the day. Meditation has to become your very breathing. Whatever you have been in these silent moments, you can be 24 hours, an undercurrent of joy, peace, love, compassion. In whatever you are doing, you can do it as if you are a Buddha. The as if will disappear soon. Because fundamentally you are Buddhas. It is not something that you have to achieve. It is something that you have forgotten and you have to remember it. Samma Sati,